Today we show you ordinary people with incredible abilities. It will be colorful and varied, and you will definitely be amazed. Let's start with this man who should probably not be challenged at the ping pong table. In fact, he has such incredibly good hand-eye coordination that he can not only routinely juggle countless balls, but also bounce them so unerringly twice off a board that he even has time for spins in between. Let's continue with the incredible makeup skills of Mimi Choi. The Canadian takes makeup to a whole new level with her skills. In hours of work, she transforms her facial skin into surreal works of art, where you can't tell what really belongs to her face and what is just painted on. The mid-30-year-old has collected almost 2 million followers on Instagram thanks to her optical illusions. Mimi Choi has also been able to give up her regular job to devote herself entirely to her passion. Now we come to the incredible gift of Yenny Seo. The Englishwoman is a so-called super recognizer. Once she has seen a face, she never forgets it, no matter how brief or fleeting the encounter. As with the latest surveillance camera technology, she has a massive catalog of people stored in her head and recognizes each of them instantly, even in large crowds. Super recognizers like her are now used by police and states to monitor demonstrations, for example, and scan for specific people. If you have a lot of walnuts to crack this holiday season, you don't need a nutcracker. You need this man. Navin Kumar from India has trained himself, a skill that has even earned him an official world record. No one else can crack as many walnuts in 1 minute as the Indian, and he can do it with his head. At the end of the time, he had cracked 217 walnuts. Next, this woman shows how colorful grains of rice, a board, and a lot of momentum can create real works of art. Thrown up with the right technique, colorful emojis are formed, but unfortunately, they disappear as quickly as they are created. When it's time to put the chairs on the tables and then you're free to go, everyone could probably use the help of this restaurant employee because no one else moves the seats to the table as quickly as he does. The hit on every schoolyard, or in his case probably somewhat in the senior residence, should be this grandpa. The older man can play regular yo-yo and perform impressive tricks with the game even at an advanced age. Even with 2 yo-yos simultaneously, he still delivers without even looking. However, this child proves you can have incredible skills even at the youngest age. Because yes, you're looking right. This girl dribbles 2 basketballs while bouncing on a pogo stick and juggles them effortlessly through a hula hoop. And her dribbling skills on the floor are also impressive. This man's ability was even enough for an official entry in the Guinness Book of Records. No other man can produce such a high tone with his mouth as Wang Xiaolong from China. In front of the Guinness Book jury's strict eyes, he created a tone with a frequency of 5,243 Hz. But listen for yourself. Now let's move on to a woman who conveniently doesn't need a bottle opener. While some people can open their beer with their teeth, this lady's technique is even more impressive. Whether you still want to drink a bottle opened this way is up to you. However, her audience seems to like it. Daniel Tammet can do without a calculator in his life. The Englishman is an absolute maths ace. For example, it's no problem for him to solve even the most complicated equations in his head, and then even state the result to 100 decimal places. Daniel also speaks 11 languages and learned Icelandic in just 1 week. If you pride yourself on solving a Rubik's Cube remarkably quickly or being good at juggling, you need to be very strong now. True to the motto, there's always someone who can do it better, Kui Jianju from China combines these 2 skills. The 13-year-old boy can juggle 3 Rubik's Cubes and solve them in 5 minutes. But that's not all, because Kui has worked intensively with Rubik's Cubes since he was 6 and can also solve them in record time while hanging upside down from a scaffold. Even solving 3 Rubik's Cubes simultaneously with his hands and feet is acceptable for the teenager. By the way, these incredible skills have helped Kui make more friends, as he proudly reports. This man is not to be messed with because he masters his slingshot so well that he even hits single drops of water dripping from a bottle. In 2011, 6-year-old Ivan from Croatia amazed millions of people worldwide with his unique abilities. The boy, known as Magneto Boy, seemed to attract all metal objects like a natural magnet. As a result, coins, forks and spoons, among other things, stuck to Ivan's skin. Allegedly, the 6-year-old was also said to have healing powers. However, after even renowned media had reported about the child prodigy, the whole thing turned out to be a big fraud. Ivan was not magnetic at all, but only had very sticky skin. Also inconceivable but actual was the ability of the Frenchman Michel Lotito. The showman, who died in 2007, could eat large quantities of glass or metal without any problems or damage. His menu included light bulbs, televisions, bicycles, and even a small airplane. X-rays showed that he could swallow these rather unusual foods without damaging his esophagus, stomach, or intestines. Let's move on to a rather pointless ability, but one that looks cool. This young man can put 10 cups together in less than a second, but we bet you can even give this video a like before he's done. Let's go. On the other hand, this incredible ability is much more helpful because no one can withstand as much cold as Wim Hof. The Dutchman, known as the Iceman, has developed a special breathing and meditation technique that allows him to survive even the worst cold challenges. He ran a complete marathon at -20 degrees in only his underpants and even climbed Mount Kilimanjaro without any additional clothing. Even 2 hours in a barrel full of ice cubes cannot harm him. And so Wim has already set a total of 18 official cold records. Our number one is this Shaolin monk, who has a skill that the jump and run players among you have indeed practiced many times on the game console. While in classic jumping games, you often have to overcome obstacles that break away from under the character's feet. This man masters the same thing in real life. He runs an incredible 118 meters over boards on the water, which sink immediately on contact. Only Jesus is likely to be even better in this discipline. Wow, what a fantastic journey it's been exploring the unique and diverse skills of people worldwide. They remind us that anything is possible with enough effort and determination. Thank you so much for joining us on this journey, and remember to hit the subscribe button for more exciting content. Until next time here at Wisefool.